Good afternoon. My name is Bernie Dardis, and I'm a candidate for mayor of the city of West Fargo.
So, Bernie, what are the most important issues in your race?
Well, West Fargo being the fastest growing city in the area, there's many issues. A big issue right now that's being on the front page of the paper and all the media is special assessments. And West Fargo has the same issues that we need to deal with. We need to do a complete overview of that and see how we can work that. Workforce is a struggle. We have a lot of manufacturers in West Fargo, and the welders and the assemblers and those types of things. So workforce is a big issue. Our rapid growth has created other issues because we become a very lineal city, and that city is 20 miles long because we include, when we think about Horace and Harwood and Mapleton and West Fargo, we're educating all those kids, and there's schools being built there. So that's putting additional pressure on the community. And we really need to expand our commercial tax base. That will help us with all of the issues that we deal with taxation.
And how would you address those issues?
Well, I've already initiated some of that. I have met with the chief of police, the fire chief, the city assessor, the city manager, the economic development director. I've met with all of those people just to get a lay of the land. They've given me great insight as to the city budget and the budget process, the assessments and how that works. And so I've already initiated some of that, and we've continued to have dialogue on some of the issues. Just a few minutes ago, I was with Chief Bianchi at the opioid announcement that the North Dakota Attorney General Wayne Stendham is going to sue. So I participated in Planapalooza. I would the new W2 West Fargo 2.0. Very involved and very engaged in that over the last 2 years, and have had numerous conversations with Larry Wild and Tim Soberg of the planning and zoning people. So I've initiated some of that. When we get started, when we're elected to be the mayor, we're going to have what's called Coffee with the City. And every month we're going to have, just like Coffee with a Cop, we're going to sit down and we're going to rotate city administrators through, the staff members, as well as inviting into the public. And we also hope to invite and participate with our neighboring cities. This issue of special assessments, for example, is not a one community thing, because regardless of what Fargo does, or West Fargo does, or Moorhead does, it has ramifications for future development. And so the home builders, the realtors, all of those types of associations have to have a seat at the table. I have relationships with all of those folks, and I will initiate that.
And what differentiates you from your opponent, and why should someone vote for you?
Excellent question, Matt. And I guess the reason that I would hope that somebody would consider voting for me is that this is my very first run at public office. I have a world of experience in the business community. Now, make no mistake, I'm not silly enough to think that the city of West Fargo runs absolutely like a business. There's a lot of differences. But the one thing that you have to understand, when you're a businessman and you're making payroll and you're hiring people and you're recruiting people, you always have budgets to work within. You have to have an approach of what you can afford. City government doesn't operate like that. And I really believe that what would be important is to have somebody that will look at this. I'm not the kind of guy that's going to break it just for the sake of breaking it. I work collaboratively. I have worked in this community. I've worked at the North Dakota legislature. I've lobbied for the city of Fargo. I've lobbied for Cass County. I've lobbied for the Chamber of Commerce. I worked for Mayor Wallaker and Pat Zavral. I've worked for Bruce Grubb and Tim Mahoney at their request of me. So I have these contacts. I am chairman of the board of the Greater North Dakota Chamber. I am chairman of the board of Sanford Health here in Fargo. I am former chairman of the board of the Chamber of Commerce. I have these types of relationships with people. I was the governor's choice, one of 8, on the flood task force when Governor Dayton and Governor Burgum brought those people together. I am also on the workforce advisory committee for the community. Relationships will help us get to where we need to be.